Have you ever sat with someone in their 70s or 80s and heard them whisper, "If only I had taken better care of myself earlier"? It's a chilling moment, because in that sentence lies a truth that many of us don't want to face. Regret in old age doesn't come from what we did, but from what we neglected. In this story, I'll share the 5 biggest regrets most seniors confess and how you can avoid them so you don't look back one day and wish you had chosen differently. Stay with me, because point number 3 might surprise you. And if you feel it speaks directly to you, write the number 3 in the comments below. That simple action could be your first step toward change. Chapter 1. Meet George and Helen. George was 68 when I first met him at a small community garden. His hands were strong, but his back was bent, and every step looked like a negotiation between willpower and pain. "If only I had moved more in my 40s, he sighed. "Maybe I wouldn't be limping today." Helen, on the other hand, was 71. She walked lightly, almost like she was floating, and her laughter carried across the garden like wind chimes. She had her daily rituals: a short morning walk, a bowl of fresh fruit, and an afternoon crossword puzzle. Growing old, she told me, is not something you fight. It's something you prepare for. The contrast between George and Helen taught me an unforgettable lesson. Aging is not about luck. It's about choices, and those choices often separate regret from fulfillment. Regret number 1. Neglecting physical movement. Many seniors confess that they wish they had made exercise a lifelong habit. George is the perfect example. In his 30s, work consumed him. Exercise was something athletes did, not ordinary people. But decades of sitting at a desk stiffened his joints and weakened his muscles. Science backs this up. Light daily movement, walking, stretching, gardening, can reduce the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even memory decline. You don't need a gym membership or marathon training. The key is consistency. Take Helen. She never trained for a sport, but she committed to walking at least 15 minutes every day. That's it, 15 minutes. Today, she's the one helping her friends carry grocery bags, not the other way around. Practical tip: if you haven't moved much lately, start ridiculously small. Stand up and stretch during TV commercials. Park a little further from the store. Do 5 minutes of marching in place while waiting for your coffee. Movement, no matter how modest, adds years of vitality to your life. If you agree with this, type the number 1 in the comments. That's your pledge to never stop moving. Regret number 2. Ignoring nutrition early. Here's a hard truth. Many diseases that appear after 50, heart problems, high blood pressure, arthritis, begin decades earlier with poor food choices. George loved fast food. A quick burger after work, soda with dinner, snacks at midnight. At 70, his doctor handed him a list of forbidden foods longer than his grocery list. Helen, meanwhile, had a grandmother who insisted on colorful plates: greens, oranges, purples, reds. She wasn't perfect, she loved the occasional pastry, but her foundation was whole foods. Today, she has steady energy, sharper memory, and stronger bones. Research simplified: eating more vegetables, lean protein, whole grains, and less processed sugar isn't about looking skinny. It's about keeping your body's engine clean. Practical tip: instead of overhauling everything, make one swap a week. Replace soda with sparkling water. Replace chips with apple slices and peanut butter. Replace white bread with whole grain. Small changes stack up like bricks until you've built a fortress of health. If nutrition feels like your weak spot, type 2 in the comments. That simple act of admitting it could be your turning point. Regret number 3, forgetting mental fitness. This is the one that surprises most people. Seniors often regret neglecting their mental health and stimulation. Physical health keeps you moving, but mental health keeps you engaged with life itself.
George admitted that after retirement, he spent hours just watching TV. The less he challenged his brain, the foggier it became. He sometimes forgot appointments or lost track of conversations. Helen took the opposite route. She treated her brain like a muscle that needed daily exercise. She joined a book club, learned to play the ukulele at 65, and even started practicing simple meditation. Her memory is sharp, her mood stable, and her sense of purpose alive. Research simplified, brain plasticity doesn't stop at 60 or 70. Every puzzle, every new hobby, every meaningful conversation strengthens the connections inside your mind. Even 10 minutes of mindfulness a day reduces stress and boosts focus. Practical tip: try something new this month. Learn a recipe from a different culture. Pick up a simple instrument. Or just sit quietly, breathing deeply for 5 minutes each morning. If you feel mental fitness is your next chapter, write the number 3 in the comments, because acknowledging it is the first act of training your brain. Regret number 4, avoiding preventative health. Many seniors admit they avoided doctors unless something was seriously wrong. "I felt fine, so why bother?" George said. But that attitude cost him dearly. By the time he discovered his high blood pressure, it had already done years of silent damage. Helen had a different philosophy: prevention over cure. She scheduled regular checkups, kept track of her cholesterol, and never skipped a dental cleaning. Because of that, small issues were caught before they grew into major problems. Research simplified, regular screenings for blood pressure, cholesterol, colon health, bone density, and even hearing can add both years and quality to life. Detecting something early often means it can be managed or even reversed. Practical tip: think of checkups as routine maintenance. You wouldn't drive your car for decades without an oil change. Treat your body with at least the same respect. If you know you've been avoiding the doctor, be honest and type 4 in the comments. That's your first step towards accountability.
Regret number 5, neglecting relationships. When seniors look back, one of the deepest regrets is losing touch with friends or neglecting family bonds. Health is not just physical, it's social. George admitted, "I was so busy with work that I let friendships fade. Now, many of those friends are gone, and I can't get that time back." Helen, however, invested in people as much as she invested in her health. She invited neighbors for tea, volunteered at the local library, and checked in regularly with her grandchildren. That web of connection became her safety net, protecting her from loneliness and depression. Research simplified. Strong social bonds are linked to longer life, lower risk of dementia, and even stronger immunity. Humans are wired for connection. Isolation shortens life as surely as smoking or obesity. Practical tip: call an old friend this week. Schedule a coffee date. Join a community group or class. Even online video chats count. The goal is simple: don't let yourself drift into isolation. If you believe relationships are worth protecting, type 5 in the comments. That number is not just a comment, it's a reminder to reach out today. The bridge between regret and renewal. Here's the secret: it's never too late. Whether you're 50, 60, or 70, the choices you make now can rewrite your future. George, despite his regrets, began to change. He started with short walks, 1 block at a time. He swapped soda for water. He even joined a beginner's yoga class, laughing at his stiff poses but proud of his effort. Slowly, he regained strength and confidence. Helen continues her journey, but she's not perfect either. Some days she skips her walk. Some weeks she eats too many sweets, but she never lets a bad day turn into a bad month. That persistence is the real secret to aging well. The path to healthy aging isn't about perfection. It's about small, steady, stubborn steps forward. So, final call to action. So let me ask you, Which of these 5 regrets speaks loudest to you? Is it neglecting movement, poor nutrition, ignoring mental health, skipping preventative care, or losing relationships? Pick one. Just one. Then type the number in the comments below. That single keystroke could be the spark that keeps you accountable. And if you found even one idea here that made you stop and think, consider subscribing, because every week we explore practical ways to add not just years to your life, but life to your years. Don't wait for regret to teach you what you already know today. Learn from George, be inspired by Helen, and take your first step toward a stronger, happier, and regret-free tomorrow.